Had a false start on my side, but hey, we're glad to be here. Yeah, there was one thing that I never tested when we switched over to using a graphics card, was whether or not my little intro thing that we use works with it. It doesn't, so I'm gonna have to look at probably rebuilding that. So that's a fun one. Oh, the camera's over a little far. Let's just, that's gonna bother me, so I'm gonna fix that now. Yes, I could just move the camera, but the camera's set to go into specific spots, so we're just gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, the camera's on an arm, and I move that arm out of the way when we work in here, so I don't always get it back in the right spot. So, sorry about that. Welcome all. Thank you all for hanging out. We are going to be taking a look at this Kobra 2. Oh, it's a plus. Oops, I thought it was a pro. Oh well. I don't really know the difference, to be honest with you. It's Kobra 2, slightly bigger. This one belongs to a client, so let's take a look here. So that's not what I was going for. We'll just go with this. This one belongs to a client. It is currently plugged in to an outlet that does work. When we turn it on, there are no signs of life at all. So that is something I want to figure out. Anyways, we're going to dive into this thing. I'm going to start on the electrical side. So the first step, always pull that power cord. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to have this machine plugged in. We're going to be working on a 3D printer that isn't ours. We have no experience working on, but at the end of the day, it's a regular 3D printer. The fact that it has no signs of life at all, I can't hear any fans, anything like that. I'm guessing it's power supply, but we're going to start at the actual power switch itself, because I think that might be part of our issue. The client did supply some PLA, which I have a feeling is very much stuck in that hot ends. Let's find out. Yep. So we're going to do the sensible thing and just cut it. Pull that out. And I've had this printer for a couple of weeks now. We got it to run a little bit, and I'm like, cool, we got it. And then, yeah, it stopped working again. But I just got it to boot for like 30 seconds. I was excited, and then it died again. So we're gonna look at taking off this power connector here. But first, there is a fuse that I want to check. And if it is the fuse and it's that simple of a problem, we're going to go get another 3D printer. We're just going to unbox the printer. I have an Anchor-Make M5C inside that I can easily grab. And I owe Anchor a look at it. So we'll just change the title of this stream later on. But yeah, just feeling the power switch, it doesn't feel right, you know? Like, you ever had a machine where it just doesn't feel right? This is one of those. I'm like, I don't understand it, but it doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. How many people we got here? We got 20 people hanging out, 7 likes. Like the stream, subscribe, and all of that. I was supposed to be doing a giveaway this stream, but I don't yet have the code. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. But, maybe we won't. I don't know. If we do a giveaway on this stream, it will just take longer than normal for you to get the giveaway stuff, because I don't yet have the code through the company. That's not the right size. We're going to go up here. Because my bet is on that this is going to be a power plug cable issue. If not, it's going to be a power supply, but percussive maintenance is not a thing. Tarsman says absolutely 1,000, 10,000, 100,000% is a thing. I agree. Percussive maintenance is a thing. It is absolutely a thing. For those that don't agree, I think that you're wrong. But that's okay. Being wrong is okay. Are these soldered in? What are we looking at here? No, but the wires are still attached. That's good. Let's just pop this cover off. Let's take a look at this. Melted fuse. I found the problem. Definitely found the problem. And if this isn't the problem, it should be. Look at the side of that. Look at the webcam there. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm not a mathematician or nothing, but here, hold on. Let's enhance. Enhance. Okay, so we're enhanced, right? Look, that boy ain't right. Yeah, that's bad. Something got a little extra spicy. I don't know what got spicy, but we're going to test the fuse here. I guess I can leave it in the holder. We're going to definitely need to replace that power inlet no matter what. But let's test the fuse. To test a fuse, you want to go to the ohm. This is just a cheap generic meter. You don't need a nice meter to do it. Wow, that fuse is not dead. 1.1 ohms. 0.3 ohms, 0.2 ohms. That's a... How is that fuse still alive? I'm just saying that if your entire, like, fuse holder looks like this, your fuse should have popped. Fuse should have popped. This is actually a, Bivka is asking, how different is the Kobra 2 versus the Kobra 2 Pro? They have a Kobra 2. Do you think that they can reach the quality and speed of a Pro? This is the Plus. I didn't realize I thought it was Pro. I didn't look. I didn't care. It's technically a Plus. My bad. It's just bigger. And you don't want the quality of this one because it's spicy. So the fuse didn't do its job, which is even worse. We're going to take some photos of this because this is one of those things, like, you find a problem like this, you want to document it. Come on. Focus. No. Oh, it says clean your lens. The lens is clear. You're just not focusing. Golly. Yeah, that's weird that this still works. This fuse should not work. Oof. Hold on here. Let me bring this back. Macro lens. Here, I'm going to use the webcam, which is right here. Check this out. I don't know if you'll be able to see inside of it. Hilariously. Where's the button? Oh, it's that button. Hilariously, this meter has a small little thing on it. I don't know if... no, the webcam ain't picking it up. All right, we're going to pull this power switch because there's something wrong with that power switch. I'm going to flip the whole printer on its side. I think it'll be easier for us to look at. To do that, I'm going to remove the screen and the screen cable. So I got to take a look at that. I don't want it to lean on the side of the screen or the cable. So also, if you guys want, toward the end of the stream, we'll play around with a new little camera or microphone. I have a wireless shotgun microphone now. So maybe we'll play around with that toward the end of the stream. Because I don't know if that's going to be better out here than this. But I'm a little worried because this whole power, like the lugs in here are toasty as well. The user described that they heard like a buzzing sound and then it turned off, which like, bing, 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 that's electrical. All right, so it looks like the screen's not going to come off without a fight. That's fine. We will work to get it off. Give me just a second here to do that. I am worried that this machine is a bit of a hazard at this point, because right now I can't trust that fuse. What's that fuse even rated for? Let me see. Dude, like, let's see if this camera will focus on it. The contacts are melted on it. Like, how did that not fail? It doesn't have an amp rating. Cool. Cool. C-Days Hobby says, sounds like a surge or a lightning strike. I don't care what it is. This fuse should have blown. There's no reason the plastic would have melted if the fuse was proper. The fuse would have just popped, right? There's no excuse for a fuse like that. Absolutely none. I don't care what the excuse is. There's no excuse for a tiny little fuse. Ooh, that does not want to come out either. All right. This printer's giving me problems already. I've barely gotten into it. All right. I need to look at you a little bit more. Don't worry, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, the power supply looks normal. Set to 115 volts. The client said that it was running previously, and that recently it just stopped working, so yeah. What is the percentage of printers you have fixed have been i3 style versus literally any other design? I mean, that's not a very fair question, I don't think, because realistically, the vast majority of 3D printers are the i3 style. So asking that question is like, you know, I believe you're trying to find out like the superiority of Core XY. And my argument to that would be, well, up until Bamboo kind of hit the ground here, nobody was making a, you know, nobody was really making a Core XY 3D printer, you know? So the bulk of them are going to be, you know, these i3 style. So I will say I've never had to do this on a Prusa. So there is that. Kind of pick your poison there. All right, we're gonna tip this bad girl on her side. She's a bit of a larger girl, but that's okay. Fat bottom girls make the rock and roll go round. I don't want it on the build plate. It's currently sitting on the build plate. I recognize this is not the nicest way to have the printer. I'm well aware of that, so like, don't flame me in the comments on it. This is how we're going to do it for filming. This is not how I would do it when I'm looking at it personally, because the way I do things personally and the way that things happen because of filming are vastly, vastly different things. All right, I am going to turn it toward me at this point. And the build plate can move. All right. Cool. We're now going to do that, because now you guys are going to be able to see the printer a lot better. So let me... You know what? Why am I even bothering? I don't personally believe that this is safe, so we're just going to go ahead and... Are you soldered on, seriously? Yep. Anycubic solder this on. This is a non-user replaceable part. I mean, everything's user replaceable if you try hard enough. But, yeah. Yeah, that got so hot it melted the outer casing. The inner casing is nylon, so it wouldn't melt. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut the wires, so. I don't like doing that. I don't like rewiring printers in general. It's just not something I enjoy doing. But this switch has to get replaced. So do we have a pair of wire cutters handy? If not, I'm using the Prusa ones. All right, I don't see any immediately handy. So we're just gonna come in here. And cut the wires. All right. Yeah, they direct soldered. There is no basic hope of this. Can you disconnect it from the PSU and pull the main wires out? I'm not going to bother. That is a very short run of cable. And chances are I've already stressed the cable. Replacing it is no big deal. And we're going to replace it with crimps. I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to do it right. I don't like this way because it's not user serviceable. And when the thing literally melts, like I want you guys to look at this. Like, look at that terminal. How did the fuse not fail? Like, what? How? Switch feels a little bit better. But yeah, like how? Just no. Like just straight up, this is not acceptable from a 3D printer. And when your fuse block is also melted, your actual fuse should have blown. Now, the only perceivable way that this would work differently in my mind is if it was loose. But there's no way for it to be loose because the process of putting it in seats it. This is seated. So, I don't know. I don't like that. What I know is I don't like that, and I think that that's a safety risk. This may be ignorance, but wouldn't soldering be best because it has the least chance of failure? Yes, but it means user serviceability goes through the floor. So this failed on this leg here. We can actually even see, let's zoom back in for you guys. You can actually even see how that connector right there blued. The connector literally blued because it got so hot. Bad news. I do want to check the switch, just to see if the switch is still functional. So we're going to go ahead and do that next. Should move my phone out of the way in case I get a phone call. But yeah, like that's not normal. That is because it got hot enough to hurt that plastic. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to check past this switch. Oh, that's always difficult. Let me see if I can strip the wire a little bit, make life a little bit better on me. All right, wire stripped. Interesting, in the off position, there's still current traveling through. The switch does still work, 0.3 ohms. Oh, you know what? It's measuring the resistance of my body. That's funny. So the switch is still functional, but the rest of this is absolute shite. There's no way that I would ever risk running that in my machine. So, does the fuse still work? Yes, the fuse actually still functions. which means that we've burned out something further down the line. So if the switch still works, the fuse still works, well, maybe we haven't. We're going to check the power supply next. I might just grab my own cable, rig up my own cable for it. What is going to be the best way to work on the power supply? It's going to go forward like that. That's fine. Just going to hold on to the bed. Come on forward. There we go. Okay. Not the greatest way to do it, but it's how it's going to work for all of this. So, all right, we got to get under this panel. So we have a panel right here that we need to get under. So let's work on doing that. At least everything is metric. That's not soldered, it's welded and riveted. All right, well, now I'm curious. Now we're going to find out. I don't think that that's true, but we're going to find out. So it's got some heat shrink over it. I got the handy dandy crappy IKEA kitchen knife. By the way, hats off to IKEA. I don't know if any of you follow on the social medias, but I had my my IKEA Deltoff. One of the panels on it exploded randomly. And without prompting at all, like that was not a ploy to get like money from IKEA. They reached out, they emailed me, and they want to send me a check to cover the cost of a new thing. I'm like, I've had that thing for like 10 years. Glass is glass and glass breaks, as Jerry Rig Everything says, and it happened. But like, that's Supreme Customer Service. These are soldered. So for reference, focus, please. That's a solder job. Not an amazing one. Not for the kind of current we're probably working with, but on the plus side, it's actually copper wire. It's not tin-coated aluminum. So take your wins where you can get them, I guess. Okay, let's see if there's any like kind of obvious damage here. No, this is our short. Yeah, I probably could have just done it this way and that would have been safer. Yeah, but there you go. There's your little input wiring to this. I doubt there's a fuse for this power supply. Very curious as to how it's held on. Traditionally, they don't have fuses. At least I don't think. I don't see any obvious fusing. God, now I gotta flip the freaking printer over again. I don't want to do that. It's so heavy. Like, it's so heavy, and flipping it over is just not fun. I want to make sure this power supply is not dead, and really the only right way to do it is to hook it up and try. Build on Sound says mine did infuse at the power port. Well, that fuse failed, so I'm worried that we had a pretty significant power surge. Right, that's a spicy potato. I should have some test lead power supplies here. Let me see what I can find. Oh, the camera's tracking me again, isn't it? It totally is. Stop tracking me. I'm gonna see what I can find. I should have some test lead power supply leads. I just gotta find them, that or I just find an old cable that I don't mind cutting for the sake of this project. Because like a lot of you, I have spare power supply cables. It's like, how much time do I put into searching for it because we're live? If we weren't live, I'd put more time into searching for it. But I do have a cheap cable instantly handy. So might just be our answer. All right. What gauge is this? 18? Yep, you can get cut. You can get cut for science. That's fine. That's fine. It just needs to turn on, do not need to print. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not going to cut the client's power cable. This is just one of mine. It is not a name brand. It's rated for 10 amps. So here we go. I'll bring you guys back to the overhead here. Here we go. We're just gonna, that is not gonna be big enough to cut. Poo. Oh, I was looking for side cutters. I got side cutters right here. Great. Yeet. And then, of course, this is the American standard, so it is not brown, blue, and yellow. Someone correct me, because I'm not an electrician. I almost said electrican. That's always the joke. White is hot, black is neutral. Is that right? Someone who's smarter than me, correct me. I might have deliberately done that backwards. I'm actually not 100% certain yet. Nomad's here. What's up, Upside Down Dad? Black is hot. As electrician, nope. Black is hot, white is neutral, green is ground. Okay. I mean, I am neutral. That makes sense. White boy's neutral. Yes, I'm using a cheap serrated kitchen knife to do this. I don't have a reasonably sharp knife handy. This is not electrical advice. I am not an electrician. Do not try this at home. Bambi2 says it shouldn't matter here because it's an AC hookup. I agree, but you know, I can be right, or, you know, like, if I'm going to be doing something, I at least want to reasonably make sure that I'm telling people to do it the right way, you know? Like, even if I'm jankily doing it, I want to make sure that we're doing it the right way. And before someone says, I just use my teeth to do the stripping. Yeah. I get it. I'm a bit of a baby. Dude, this is actually, like, half decent. This wire is actually nicer than I was expecting it to be. Hello? I ripped the wire a little bit, but that's probably all that we need. We don't need a ton for this. Do I have a set of strippers, like, reasonably handy? Because, like, I own quite a few pairs of strippers. I just never know where my damn tools are when I need them. Like, anyone else have that same problem where you never know where your effing tools are until you need, you know where they are right until you need them, and then they, like, disappear. Let's see. Are these both crimpers? Yep, those are both JST crimpers. Okay. Dang. Oh, that cold air feels so good. It is so hot in this garage right now. I've got the air conditioning on, but it is... Woo, it's hot in here. Does Amber know you have strippers in the house? Yeah, she does. She is also upset that I don't know where to find my strippers. I think that's the weird thing about the electrical industry. They have dirty names for literally everything. Like, find a product, an electrician has a dirty name for it. Why? Because it helps them remember things. Does it work? Abso-freaking-lutely it works. Why does it work? I have no clue. Right? It just does. All right, I'm going a little bit deeper in the garage here. I want to, if I can find the right tool, I'd like to use the right tool, but I know, see it. Ooh, that'll work though. How rusty are you? Hey, not rusty at all. Nice. Got a snap knife. Snap knife is just as effective. I like these snap knives. For those who don't know about the X-Acto style snap knife, these are super nice, okay? That's an X-Acto style blade, but in a snap knife format. Much my preference personally. Wago, I hardly knew her. Well, if I could do Wagos on this, or Wagos, I totally would. Totally would. Now be very careful when using sharp knives. And remember, kids, the most dangerous knife is a dull knife. Please keep your knives sharp. I would much rather get cut to the bone by a scalpel style blade, right? Stupid, stupid sharp. Than get a nasty, jagged, dirty cut from a dull blade. Anyone that has dealt with knives before, or worked in a kitchen, or, you know, does a lot of cooking, you totally understand me. Because, you know, there's nothing more painful than a dull knife. A chef taught me that years ago. Wago my ego. Beautiful. All right. Let's, so we said black is hot, white is neutral. I need to get the right, that's going to be a pH 2, it looks like, Phillips 2. Although Posi drive would probably also work here. Oh, and of course, there. You know what? I'm not even going to bother taking the old ones off. We're just going to put this underneath. Because for our level of testing, we don't really care. So line is your hot. So L for line, N for neutral, and then what looks like an upside down pyramid for ground. Now this is slightly dangerous because we can't test it, right? Mitch was saying so it was a bad PSU. No, Mitch, take a look at that fuse holder. That's spicy potato right there. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% certain. But if that's the case, we can order, I would say we can order a new part from Anycubic, but I'm not certain I trust them at this point. And the fuse still works, by the way. The fuse is still good. The fuse that is literally melted on one of the contacts. Totally fine. Remove the old wire, it's dangerous. You know what? You're right. I don't want to go through the effort, but you're totally right. If we're going to set a good example, let's set a good example. You should plug it into a GFCI for testing. I don't. Oh, I do. I'll say I don't have one of those available. I actually do. Where is it? I have a portable GFCI. And that's ground fault current interrupter. I have a portable one. It's yellow. I use it for testing, but it's been a long time since I've done a lot of testing in here, so I don't exactly know where all my stuff is. This is the problem when you're incapacitated for a couple of years. For those that don't know, I couldn't walk functionally for almost what, 3 years. I used a cane, give or take. Oh, huh. I can do one better. Oh, well, that's not a GFI. Oop, I bumped the camera. That's not a GFI, but I did find crimps. Found crimps and crimper. Oh, there's crimper over there too. That's for JST. That is for those. Where's my... I have a yellow GFI. Dang. Let's keep searching, because they're right. We should be using a proper GFI where we can. And the worst part is if I blow that circuit, it blows... Oh god, it blows power to the computer. That would be suboptimal. Pfft, I got a way better idea. I got a way better idea. Oh, I will be right back. I got a way better idea. We're not going to plug it into regular power. We are going to plug it in to a battery. Got a way better idea. I'm on my way back. Don't worry. Don't you go anywhere. Okay. I don't know how many watts this thing is going to draw, so I brought 2. We're just going to use one of these portable power packs, because that's probably easier. I've got some generic one, and then I have an EcoFlow River 2 Pro. So we'll plug it into that, because... You know, that's... If we can't get GFI, we can at least isolate it from the rest of the power. So... Yeah, but don't worry. The TV will go off, so like the screen that I use out here will go off. But the computer is on a battery backup, so we're good. But yeah, that's the quick, like, I can't find my GFI thing. That's what you call working on your feet, kids. That's what you call working on your feet. All right, so we're gonna keep going on this. They used round lugs on these, so you have to pull the wires completely out. So stupid. And I guess since I found what I was looking for, we're gonna go ahead and replace. I guess we'll turn this power cable into our dedicated test cable. So I'll just kind of keep one hanging around. We'll replace the, like, this is technically right, but I like the forks. The forks are better. That's called being dangerous. I mean, I can hook it up to the Tesla coil if you really want. I've got a little tiny one here on the table that we used for the Cade Prize video, which did not do well. Did you guys watch that Cade Prize video? If so, why do you think it didn't do very well? I'm really curious. Because, like, I had a lot of fun on the editing side of it. It was a fun video to film and edit. But, like, the metrics on it were absolute crap. So I don't know why. All right. Always check to make sure the connectors you want to use actually fit where you want them to go, and it does. I never got it recommended. Interesting. I know it was a little bit different, but it was literally about giving away free money. I feel like people might have, like, accidentally thought it was a scam. And it's not. It's not a scam. Literally the people behind Gatorade are the ones doing it. I am using the highest of high quality bit sets. Yes, the Storehouse. Yes, very high-end name brand. Yeah, I checked the metrics on the link. A lot of people clicked the link, so like it had good clicks, like to be involved with it. But yeah. You don't have to get crimpers like this when you're working on stuff like this, but like, dude, it's so much easier. It's so much easier to get the ratcheting crimpers than it is to have the old style. These are just so much more better. And yes, that's a technical term, more better. Bammy2 says, I generally don't click videos for giveaways or prizes since there are so many scams or corrupt things. And that's fair. And I don't know what we could do to change the title or the thumbnail to make it, I guess, more appealing. I don't know. We have representatives from the Cade Museum and the Cade Prize, and that is Phoebe Cade, like the daughter of Robert Cade, the daughter of the person who invented Gatorade. Right? She'll be our, she and her partner, might be husband. I'm honestly not 100% certain. They will be our podcast guest this weekend, although it will be a little bit different. It will be a Saturday podcast, so keep an eye on social media for that. It will be at the regular time of noon, but it's going to be a Saturday podcast. They don't work on Sundays, and I did not know that until, like, well, Friday, like late Friday, so props to Ember Prototypes for filling in at the last minute. Phil was supposed to be this week's podcast guest, but he was super cool and willing to swap dates so that I didn't have to rush to get a bunch of PR done. Add not a scam to the title, Joel Driver says. Doesn't that actually make it a scam, right? I feel like that makes it a scam when you put not a scam in the title. Ooh, ow! Copper Splinter, get out of there. I got it, don't worry. I'm okay. Okay. Good info, I'll be there. Yeah, the Cade Prize, they give away a bunch of money every year. Submissions are open until July 14th, so there's not a ton of time left. Not a scam. There's not a lot of time left, but 5, I guess technically second place winners, I don't know, 5 category-based winners will win $10,000 each, and then a grand prize winner gets $50,000. And it is equity free. It's literally free money. The Cade Foundation and, you know, Robert Cade and their family, they understand a lot of the BS that inventors have to go through, so that's pretty cool. JJ said, wasn't trying to ruffle your feathers the other night. Hope you're doing well today. I have no idea what you're referencing. I have no clue what you're referencing, so obviously didn't ruffle my feathers too much. I got the piece of copper out, don't worry. Gatorade. That's funny. That's actually funny as hell. They should use that as marketing. They're really missing out. I am friends with their director of marketing. Actually, really cool thing. The Cade Museum's director of marketing was former Occipital. And if you don't know who that is, they're an old school 3D scanning company. Ace Was says disconnect the output. You know, that's a smart move. I wasn't going to do that, but you know, that's a smart move. Let's do that. Cade Museum, oh God. What's wrong with the Cade Museum? Oh, well, they use spade terminals there. Weird. I'll leave the negative connected. No, Grant, you can't trust if these Chinesium power supplies are actually right. The short were you talking about 3-letter agencies. Oh, I got you. Yeah, there was a lot of keyboard Team 6 in those comments. I don't know, man. I'm not going to get into that since people are making it way too political. But, yeah. Bill on Sound says, is it filled with Cade stuff or is it just named after Cade? It's named after Cade. It's a science museum. It's just named after the Cade Foundation. Or named after Robert Cade, I guess. Hello? There you go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. And here, I'll put it like that. Oh, you guys can't see it. Okay, here we go. Power supply turns on. It's drawing 14 watts. Here, can I turn on the webcam? I can. There's your monitor for that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check our outputs here. We're currently doing okay. 6 watts of just like usage is fine. I'm not worried about that. Yep, no boom so far. Gonna pop the top open. Do not do this unless, you know, you have some semblance of what you're doing. I am not an electrician, but I'm also not a moron. That does not mean if you don't know how to do this, you are a moron. It just means that please don't hurt yourselves. Don't be stupid. 24.3 volts on the output. So output is clean. 24.3 volts. I think we're good. All right, I feel confident. And wait for that to turn off. There's a little yellow light on it that we need to wait to turn off as well. Only be stupid once. Yep. That's fair. Thank you guys for pointing that out. That's a big deal. That first check is always a good move to do off of a power supply. You all are absolutely right there. See, unlike other creators, I'm totally willing to say, you know what? I was doing it the wrong way. Nomad says, man, I'm stupid tons of different ways. Well, thankfully, with this kind of stupid, you can only be this kind of stupid a couple of times before it catches up with you. Just to make things a little bit easier, if I can, I'm going to try to pass this cable through the side of the printer. So when I set everything back up, I can verify if it works. Now, I have no idea how much power this printer draws on heat up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to heat up the hot end. We'll make sure that it boots. We'll plug the screen back in. We'll heat up the hot end, make sure the hot end functions. And then if all that works, I can say that we have confidently figured it out. Nomad asked how that ARC GPU is doing. It is doing good. We forgot to test one thing that it actually can't do. The intro, the BRB, and the outro stuff that I have, those little animations, it does not like that. And starts skipping a ton of frames. There's your water check. Yeah, my assumption is that it's just whatever it is. It's not designed to be encoded with AV1 or through the thing. But here, let's pull the metrics. I say that as I just get a warning for an encoder overload. So let me see what that's looking like. 50% on the GPU, 30% on the CPU. 29 missed frames due to rendering lag, 111 skipped due to encoding lag, which is 0.1%. But we've lost 2,162 frames because of internet. That's 1.2% of all the frames sent. So there you go. But yeah, we are rocking an RTX, or not an RTX, a Intel Arc A380. Huge thank you to Chris Catlett for sending that over. It's really funny. I bought one off of Reddit. Okay, I bought a used one off of Reddit, or at least I thought I did. When it came in, it was very clearly not an A380, and instead it was an A310. When I reached out to the seller, they were super cool, and they said, oh my gosh, you're totally right. I just checked. I thought it was an A380. I am so sorry. I'm gonna send you a return label. And I think they gave me back like an extra $10 for my time to take it back to the post office. Like they were super nice. I don't believe there was an attempted scam there. I think that was just an honest to God mistake. But yeah. Oh, there's some other things wrong with this printer. Uh-oh. I see some other problems. It is leaking out of the hot end, but that might have just been an old leak. Let me show you that. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, right back there behind the probe. You can see some white stuff. That ain't great. Way better than my experience in the marketplace. I bought a 40-gallon aquarium. Turns out a 40-gallon terrarium, so I'm just stuck with a terrarium that I can't use for my axolotl. First off, axolotls, those things are no joke. Those things are stupid difficult to take care of. Or at least my understanding of them is that they're very difficult to take care of because they're very, very picky about like water quality and that kind of stuff. But I would never recommend buying a used fish tank. I don't know. It's fun. I say that, and like my two biggest tanks are used. Aquarium guys are gonna hate me right now. I have a 75-gallon seamless acrylic aquarium. Now it's seamless on the left, right, and front. So that's a one. Oh crap! It just recognized my motion. It's seamless on the left, right, and the front. So it's a seamless piece of acrylic there. It's got a seam for the top and the bottom. And it has small openings where lid pieces would be. Those lid pieces are missing. It also came with a stand. It has a weir. It is pre-drilled. And I got it for $40. So, and yeah, it's been about 6 years that we've had it, Amber says. It finally just got a leak. One of the bulkheads is leaking a little bit. And now the tank is low enough that I think it should work, or that I should be able to fix it. So, anyways, off topic. It's mainly temps. Oh, okay. I thought they were more picky about like water quality and that stuff. I also have crazy, crazy, crazy hard water here. Our water's got a ton of calcium in it. Like, heck. Our water has a whack ton of calcium in it. There is no elegant way to turn a 3D printer around. There just really isn't. They just always kind of suck to handle. And I guess all of this explains my my experience. So the client called me yesterday. This was supposed to be last week's stream, or 2 weeks ago, but I really hurt myself a couple of weeks back, so that didn't happen. All right. Gonna do that. I got power on the screen. Waiting for it to boot. Making sure it's gonna boot. There we go. We got it booted. Oh, it's so loud. Why would anybody want that? How do I turn that off? Oh, so much better. Okay. God, that beep is terrible. Yes, the fuse refused to unfuse. That's a great... That's your corn cover band of the day. Refuse to unfuse. That's your corn cover band of the day, ladies and gents. Old school geeks might get that reference. All right, we're gonna up the nozzle temp. It should only be like 45 watts on the nozzle, so let's go, I don't know, 215. There. Boom, we got wattage ticking up. And the printer is heating. Ooh. Oh, that's also loosey-goosey. OSHA-approved fix. I mean, technically it is. Like, I mean, as far as fixes go, that's reasonably well approved. I used crimp connectors. They're fully protected. Yeah. We know what the issue is. Only issue is lack of fuse. Yeah, that's fair. Make sure that stays on for you guys. We will look at adjusting that because there's some hot end wiggle. There's some tool head wiggle. I can't say I'm too surprised about that. All right. While that's doing its thing. Oh. Oh, we overdid it. I must have hit something that went into a preheat mode, and we pulled too much power. That's my fault. How's the leaked filament doing on the nozzle? I don't know for sure. I guess we could look at cleaning that. I don't want to. What did I hit that caused it to overvolt or go above its rated wattage? That's really weird. Huh. Let me try this one more time. 215. Brandon asks how my Magneto X is doing. I don't use it very much. It's still out here in the garage, and it's too humid out here to print with PEI. So a PEI just releases when it gets too humid. So I take it to shows. It loves going to shows. It performs just fine going to shows, but yeah, beyond that, it doesn't get much use, unfortunately. So this power pack can put out 300 watts. If it does it again, then I'll bring up the EcoFlow. EcoFlow will do 1600. It's rated for 800, but with its X-Boost technology, it'll be able to do 1600 for a reasonable duration. I've got a fun project that I want to take to EcoFlow or Jackery. So if anyone has contacts there, I would love them. All right, we're at 45 watts. It might have accidentally thought that I clicked PLA here or ABS. Because, yeah, I assume as soon as I turn the heat bed on, that goes to absolute, bonkers. Oh, I guess at this point I can also retract a bunch of filament, too. So that's a plus. I can unload. Is the heat bed DC or AC? No clue. Well, considering the only place the power goes is the actual power supply, I assume it's DC. Okay. I'm just going to leave that plugged in because honestly, that's probably fine to keep it powered. I'm going to turn off that camera though. And whoops. Oh no. I changed the TV channel. That's not what I wanted. How do I go HDMI? Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to get this camera out of the way. The mouse gets out of the way. This thing can come forward. Now the question is how your thing comes apart. It looks like there's a couple of screws over there, a couple of screws up in my head loose and such. I just realized my membership expired. Oh, I'm sorry, broski. We were supposed to have another 360 video go live, but the client, well, the person I was interviewing requested a change, and I have not yet had the time to do it before we can post it. So, sorry, boss. It's life. I'm not going to do a heat bed test. This battery won't handle it. But it's clearly not that, you know? Why is this front cooling fan on? I don't care for this to be on. But whatever, it can stay on and just hang out over there. Yeah, we got ourselves a blob. Let me show you what we're working with here. It's going to be weird to work around this camera, but I'm really trying to get better camera angles for you all. So leave a like if you dig the camera angles. So it's all over there. It does make me working on the printer significantly more difficult though, which I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, what am I saying? I can just put the printer up in the Z. What am I doing? Like that's. Is there a way to move it? Move. 50. Please home access before moving. Dang it, Bobby. Fine. Home Z. Not what I want to do today, but all right, fine. Okay. That's way more better. All right. That can hang out up there. It's reasonably safe. Oh, this has been up here for a bit. Giving it a bit of a dental work, you know. Yeah, that's not new. That's pretty old, actually. Now, there's some stuck between the thermistor wires, which you always got to be careful of. You don't want to short them. There we go. Old garbage thing here. I don't know if it still has this issue, but I guess we can check. It's not that difficult to check. You do have to be very, very careful when you do this because you could easily burn yourself, and nobody likes that. A camera has plastic on it. Yes, it does. Someone needs to remove the plastic covers from your stuff. That's good. Okay. That works. I don't think I have an M6 here. That's a magnet, so I know I don't. All right. I just need one more pair of pliers, and I can do it the old school way. I know I have a pair of needle nose vice grips. That's not a needle nose, but that'll work. Vice grips are vice grips. It's fine. Crappy Walmart branded vice grips. How did this happen? Clogged or something? Well, the actual hot end being this way, that's just because they likely went to change the nozzle and they messed it up. So, not that big of a deal though. It's a very, very easy thing to do. Now remember to be careful, because whenever you put big pieces of metal on hot ends, they will have a tendency to drop temperature quite a bit. I'm going to take the nozzle. I assume this is all metal. Yeah, it looks like it is. I guess it'll tell me if it's not. I'm going to go to 280. It only goes to 270. And my air conditioner just turned off. Crap. Hold on. There's more important things than fixing this printer. My air conditioner just turned off. Everything just turned off. Did I pop a breaker? No. Ooh, that is hot. Okay. All right. I got a couple things I got to fix here real quick. Give me just a second. Why? That connection is so hot. Holy crap. All right, I gotta fix some stuff in here when it comes to wiring, man. Jeez. Yeah. Wow. No kidding. All right. God, I've got power issues all over the place here. I guess my air conditioner's pulling so much power. It's on a 10 gauge extension cord, because I don't have power in that area of the garage. All right. It's time to put like $3 grand into wiring this garage, I guess. So this hot end can't go to 280, which most likely means it's PTFE lined. So I took it to, it stops at 270, so I took it to 265. There it goes. I was going to say, it's going to go in a thermal runaway, and it did. Nozzle heating abnormally. Please check it and wiring. So it did go in a thermal runaway. It's no big deal. We'll just reset the printer. No problem. I did get things retightened, so hopefully that'll be fine. But yeah, I do have to watch my my air compressor, because that's bad news. I'm gonna check it here at the wall where the extension cord's coming out. It is also warm. Huh. Okay. All right, well, I guess it's time to invest the money in that. Bummer. That's life, I guess, right? And actually, you guys can see it on the camera. The garage door is not yet insulated. That's one of the next things to do. And then insulate the roof, which you can also see. The roof is up there. That's life, I guess. I didn't realize it was drawing that much power. Jeez. Actually, wait, I can check that. That's on a smart plug. Let's find out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, it's used 6 kilowatts today. Wow. Yeah, so that's drawing about... Yeah, I used 1.6 kilowatt hours in an hour, so that's drawing 1,600 watts. No wonder. No wonder. Maybe do the roof first, heat rises. The roof is a bit of a pain in the ass. The problem with the roof is the ceiling is just, it's wood. And it's not good wood. It's like 1/8-inch thick plywood that my ceiling is made out of. And if we put insulation up there, I'm gonna have to first reinforce all of this. So I have to make sure that it's well nailed into the rafters, which is harder than you think because it's not obvious where all the rafters are. That's your reminder to hydrate, because it is hot out there. It's hot in here. And if you all are dealing with some of the nastiness that we get here in Florida, I'm sorry. I don't want any of you to be experiencing that kind of pain. Yeah, it is on the list, though. The problem with doing the attic is that you have to go up into the attic. And it's going to be hot up there. It's going to be really hot up there. But I already have the insulation for the door. So the door's probably just straight easier because of the way that it is. I'm just waiting for the machine to cool down, and we'll go ahead and put it back together. Winter project. Winter is coming. That's what I said last year, but see, I'm in Florida. There really isn't a winter here. There's just less of a summer, you know? All right, I'm gonna go around the back of the printer. It'll be easier to see this from this side. I said it was a winter project last year, and that never happened. So, I don't know, man. I guess while we're over here, we can take a look at the at these wheels, because they are a little loose. I don't know which of them is on an eccentric nut. I assume it's the bottom. That is too small. Story of my life. Story of my life. Let's see the next size up, if that's right. I was in Florida just last year in January. It was a nice temp there. Then you were probably here for like the 1 or 2 days a year where it is comfortable. Otherwise, it just kind of sucks. Yeah, the bottom is the eccentric nut, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bottom's the eccentric nut. Where is... Is this going to be the right size? It totally is the right size. Oh, I just made it worse. Don't do that. No, I just made it worse. Bring that eccentric nut back, so. Oh, okay. I can see that is the peak. That is as tight as that can get. That sucks. Huh. Little Nepomuck says, German tourist with no clue. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. But, yeah, I mean, especially with an attic with no insulation, it's going to be hot up there. I guess it's just meant to have that much wiggle. I don't like that. Huh. All right, well, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just the way it was designed. It was designed that way. I can't change the way it was designed. That's not something I can do. New palm wheels. They're not palm. They're metal. So they're metal wheels. What's the right, well, here. So they're metal wheels on a metal track. I don't know if that's going to focus all that well. They're metal wheels on a metal track. I'm not a huge fan of that design. Like, I guess it's better than the palm wheels, like the POM, which is Delrin, I believe. Or no, Delrin's acetyl acid, so palm is something else. It's better, but it's not great. Should we call the client on stream? Would that be funny? He seemed excited that we were going to do it on stream, so... I mean, I got to find his phone number now. Just trying to find it. You get the answering machine. No. Thankfully, I don't think this client's like that. Well, let me just see if I can search it this way. Nope. Let me search my email for it. Give me a second. Damn it. I have his email, but I don't have his phone number handy because I never save things. Let me try the website that's on there. Nope, that doesn't work either. Ah, bummer. Oh well. I was going to try to call the client and let him know that it is basically... I mean, it's good. We know what's wrong with it. We know the part that we need. But I guess we got to figure out if we trust Anycubic to do it again. Oh, this has got to be him. Let me see if that's right. Yep, I got him. Let's call him. I'm going to call him first on my headset, and we'll see if he wants to be on the stream. Okay, we have the client. He has agreed to be on the stream. So go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So hopefully you guys will be able to hear that. I'm going to turn it up as loud as I possibly can.
Probably not not the first time you heard that joke.
No, not the first time. But so
no.
It is not anything that's that big of a deal. So
Go ahead. What's that?
So the issue is the fuse, except it didn't blow, and it should have. Your entire power socket is melted. The fuse holder is melted. And yeah, so the entire switch is completely screwed. I just wired past the switch, and the printer works perfectly.
So, interesting. So the fuse didn't do its job. It should have melted and then saved all those other components.
The fuse should have blown, and it didn't blow. It got so hot.
Right. It didn't do its job. It didn't blow.
Yeah.
Or the other components fried.
Exactly. Well, thankfully, everything else past it is totally fine. So.
Yeah, I mean, the motherboard didn't get fried. That's good.
Nope. The printer, we heated it up, just the nozzle, because I have it running off of a portable battery, just to be safe, because we don't want to hurt any of the power here, because that would take the stream down. So we're running it off a portable battery. But everything moves at homes. You had some gunk around the hot end that we cleaned up as well. So, I mean, we just got to decide what you want to do with the part.
I had a weird film print where it kind of got backed up to the housing, and I teased most of it out, but you know, it has run since just fine. So I'm like, hey, screw it, let's keep it as it is.
We got the rest of it out for you while we were in there, because why the heck not? But yeah, we're gonna have to decide what to do with the switch. So I'll call you later. You can just call me when you're around in a few hours, and we can kind of decide the best course of action, because I'm not certain that I trust a factory replacement at this time. Because
okay.
Yeah, like, dude, I recorded a little bit from the stream, and I'll text you the photos. The fuse is literally melted. Like, the metal on the fuse is melted, but the fuse itself still works perfectly fine.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
At a weird angle where it should have fallen away.
No.
You know what? You guys were technicians, not me.
Eh.
All right. Well, fantastic. What's the? Well, we could discuss. You know, price.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're only at an hour and a half on the stream, which means you didn't even hit a full hour of billable time. We always take whatever stream time is and we cut it in half. So there's, outside of ordering the part, there is no additional charge for you other than the bench fee. So,
okay.
But yeah, dude, thank you. We'll be in touch.
All right. Well, no, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for getting to that, and I will look forward to the final report.
Awesome. Take care.
And enjoy it. Okay, good luck with the stream. Bye.
See ya. And that's customer service right there. I didn't have to call him, but he was very excited that we were doing it on stream. So I figured I'll call him when we're on stream too. That just seems like it was more fun. But we have diagnosed the issue. So those that are going to be joining a little bit late, let me move this out of the way and let's recap the issue. And unfortunately, I don't really have a good answer as to how you can keep your machine from doing it. But let's go ahead and recap the issue in the order at which we found it. So we have this and that. So upon investigation of the machine, we found that we could plug the cord in, nothing worked. We replaced the cord. The cord didn't change anything. The switch felt a little bit mushy. So we went ahead and we pulled the fuse. This is what we found. God, the wipe, this is not white. Let me put something here. Let me put it on something that is white so that the white balance actually fixes itself. You gonna do better with that? Come on, you can do that. There you go. So upon investigation, we found, zoom in a little further here. We found that the actual fuse holder had totally melted. The fuse actually has burn marks on it, but the fuse is totally intact and still functions. Upon digging further, we found a blue connection on the actual power switch where it got so hot, it melted the surrounding plastic. We can also see the damage that occurred here, if it will go ahead and focus. Focus, please. Thank you. We had some damage occur to the actual outer casing. You can see where it got so hot that this got melted. And you might say, Grant, but this didn't get melted. And you're right, it didn't, because this is made of nylon. And I think that outer casing is made of ABS. So the switch is still good. The switch still functions as it should. What we ended up doing is wiring directly past the switch. So now the machine is running just off of a old school power cable, going to a portable battery so that we didn't blow anything up. It's suboptimal, right? This is not what we wanted to find. But out of all the potential things that could be wrong here that involve needing parts, this is actually the most affordable thing, I think, outside of just needing a new fuse. But I've got a particular problem with this with the fuse not doing its job, right? It should have very clearly done its job, especially because the fuse, the fuse is already, so the power already went through the fuse, right? That is how it does it, right? No. Okay, so the power did not, hold on here. How are you doing this? That connects to here, which is that. Okay, so yeah, the power already went through the fuse, and it clearly drew enough amps to pop a fuse. Like, if you have enough power to blue metal, you have enough power to pop a crappy fuse. So, shame on Anycubic on this one. There's definitely a manufacturing issue here. Would love to know your guys' thoughts down below, but this stream is over a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be. So, we got a couple of options. We can mess around with some audio stuff that I have that I wanted to mess around with. I can do it here, or I can just do it later on our Discord. Or we can just end it. It's up to you guys. You let me know what you want to do. Chat's been quiet today, too. Not a lot of people hanging out. Audio? Oh. I'm like looking down at my microphone like something is wrong. No, Mad Cat's saying he wants to hear the audio. Sanders 3D says, you never know with these fuses. That's not on Anycubic if you ask me, but the soldering is. So the soldering is not an issue. I have no issue with the soldering. That's fine. They're not using the biggest connectors, but they're also not drawing a ton of wattage. So like the soldering of these cables, it doesn't affect me all that much. I'm not upset by it. My concern is my concern is safety, right? This is on Anycubic. They chose this part, and this part failed. Now, it says use only with a 250 volt fuse. But what's its current rating? And we don't know that yet. We don't know its current rating yet. So, but this entire switch fuse assembly, other than this little roller, rocker, switch, whatever thing there, is all screwed. So that's a bit of a bummer. Mad Cat wanted to play with audio, so let's do that. Let's see what this is going to connect to. So I have a wireless shotgun microphone, which I happen to think is pretty darn cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it up where I would normally put a shotgun, which is up here. Let's see if I can get this to thread. Can I? I'm going the right way, aren't I? Come on now. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I'm not going the right way. All right. When you move it the right way, it works better. Oh, you can see it, which is a bit of a bummer, but I can. That is all fixable, thankfully. All right. Let's put it up somewhere where you can't see it, but it should still work. All right. There. I'm going to go swap out the audio real quick. So things are going to change for you guys just in a second. Okay, now I am on the shotgun. So it's a fully wireless shotgun microphone, which is super cool. It's a Comica VM30. I bought it used. We have a plan to use it for content. But yeah, let me know if you like the sound of this better than the sound of the microphone. I think the only weird thing is when I turn away from it, it's going to sound like absolute garbage. But when I'm standing right in front of it, it should sound pretty good. I have no clue what it sounds like. So, yeah. What do you think? Is this better? Is this better than having a lav mic on me? I think it's cool that it's wireless. But I need someone to let me know what they think, because I've got nothing. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Is there a lot of room echo? Like, is there more room echo than when I'm on my my lavalier or this pack? It's better only when you're in the right direction. Yeah, that's no surprise to me. Especially if I talk directly at it, it will probably sound a whole lot better than when I'm just talking like this. So the goal of this microphone, the reason that we bought it, is to utilize a very tiny... Oh, there is no echo. Interesting. Okay. The goal of this mic is to have it on a little tiny tripod, and it's going to sit on tables when we go to shows. So it'll operate as a backup audio source without needing to be attached to the main camera. So, and because it's a Comica, it runs on... And all of our wireless mics are Comica. I've bought them all. Comica's not sent me anything, but it'd be cool if they did. It operates on all the same frequency range. So I can actually use any of the wireless receivers with the VM30 that I can also use for the lavalier microphones, which is cool. So the idea is just to have a secondary backup audio source. Now that we are filming a lot of 360 content at shows, The 360 is going to, instead of recording ambient noise, which I've never really liked, it is going to record the audio from the shotgun. So we will need no further recording devices for it to work. How bad is it off angle? I assume it's really, really bad when I'm like this. So if I'm like walking around, I assume it's kind of an odd one. I really want to hear it myself, but I can't. It's not too bad. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, and being fully wireless, it means I don't need to run extra cables. It can be wired, and it is digital. So I can run it via USB-C, and it can output to USB-C. It can output analog signal as well via TRS or TRRS. Yeah, I really dig it, and I got it for a great price. I was very happy with the price that I paid. So, sweet. I'm glad it sounds good. I am still going to probably use the lavs, which I'm going to switch back to. Because as much as I like having a shotgun microphone, yeah, a lav is often the right choice. Let's get this out of here. What am I doing? I can just do that. When you go past the desk, the sound quality goes down a lot. Yes, and that makes sense. That is exactly how you would expect a shotgun microphone to work. But cool thing about it. Oh, Grant, you gotta show them. Here, let's just go overhead. Cool thing about it, actually has a little tiny screen on it. So even if you're using it without a wireless pack, it's still gonna show you what's going on. So it's got the 75 and 50 hertz cut. Okay, well, it was on 75 hertz high pass. And it supposedly runs for like 5 or 6 hours on a charge. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. I think for our specific use case on it, it's a very, very valuable tool. But yeah, that's the Comica VM30. Comica, hit me up. I want to start using more of your stuff. For those that don't know, the actual like mics themselves, like the where am I? There. The mics that we normally use, the lavs, it's a clone of a Rode, right? I'm gonna call it what it is. It's a clone of a Rode microphone, and they fit all of the Rode accessories and that kind of stuff. So, you know, a lot of the printable microphone handles that only fit Rode, it fits these as well. So, yeah, nice little bit of kit, and I got it for less than half off of retail. So, not bad. It's missing a couple of cables, so hopefully the seller still has them. If not, I think they're generic, and I can just go buy one. Not totally better. Well, the nice thing about this is no matter which way I am turned, or no matter where I walk, it's attached to my body, so it's always decent quality. All right, y'all. I don't want to do... I want to do a giveaway, but I don't have everything that I need from the sponsor to feel comfortable in doing it. Because I don't want to promise something that I can't do and then potentially get stuck with having to, you know, send stuff to people. So hopefully by the next stream, I should have all of that resolved. I want to give it away on podcasts as well. I just don't know how we're going to do that, because the podcast goes up audio only as well. So it's a little bit weird, and yeah, levels are all over the place. They shouldn't be. I'm looking at my levels right now and it looks totally fine. But yeah, hopefully next stream that we do, or I will let you guys know when we have a giveaway. I don't want to get stuck with something where I might not be able to deliver without spending a bunch of money. I trust the sponsor, but ultimately at the end of the day, I have to watch out for myself. So I think we're going to take a mulligan on this one. So sorry, y'all. Next stream, we will have a sponsor. So stay tuned for that one. I have extra parts, and I don't know where they go. That's interesting. Is there a torque? Is that a Torx? I don't know. Seems like I have extra pieces here. Whatever. I'll figure that out off stream. But yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I thought, I don't know. I was going to take a chance, and I realized that maybe we shouldn't. Oh, and I saw I'm 4 minutes behind. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, we were messing around with a portable shotgun, which I think is super cool. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here since we got this one solved. So, yeah. Stay tuned, y'all, because we will be doing giveaways on live streams. So stay tuned for that. Don't know when they're going to start, but they're going to start relatively soon. So stay tuned for that. But that is all I have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, fix some printers. It's not that difficult. And it looks like we're going to have an FL Sun Super Racer coming in for repair soon. So if you want to see me work on a Delta, that's coming soon too. See you later.